When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
This episode is brought to you by Adobe Firefly, the all-in-one creative studio with AI-powered image and video generation. Built for today's creative process, Firefly helps you generate, edit, and experiment fast. Because the asks aren't getting smaller, and the timelines? Woo, yeah, still tight. With all the best creative AI models in one place, Firefly brings your ideas to life. Learn more at adobe.com/firefly.
In this week's episode, we'll be talking about panic pooping, Laura's litter box, and fecal loading. Yummy. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, because I'm excited to be here, because it's been a long time.
It has been quite a while.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Oh my God. Well, what haven't I been up to, Abby? Okay. There was an incident in the woods where my bum got stung by nettles. Okay. There was fecal loading.
Pooping?
There was wild pooping.
In what
and stinging.
county? Are you allowed to do that?
County Wicklow.
What's the air code? Can I go and see it?
Wild pooing.
There's probably a little monument on it, a little tiny
was
flag.
Really shocked by the wild peeing thing. I was like, has everyone not peed wildly?
Yeah, no. The poo is a bit risky though, isn't it?
It's a massive risk. And I was wearing like a bright green dress.
You know, Audrey doesn't give a fuck. She went for an emergency wee on the side of the road. There's a car coming from. They could see her from literally ages away. She just didn't care.
No, I wouldn't be into that.
She did not care. She made eye contact.
No, I was in a situation where the kids' camp hadn't started, so I had to go and find undergrowth. It was before. Now I did have.
Was it in a public
wrong.
place? Was there people around?
No, there was lurkers, like, you know. But it was a situation. I found out that week that I actually had fecal loading.
Right.
So I went to the hospital.
So it was more than a panic, like a panic plus.
It was an urgent. Like I wouldn't just go if I'm not a monster. Like I wouldn't just go. I need to cry. Like I would.
Some people do.
I find that very strange. I know you do. Because of the cup situation. You went in a cup before, didn't you?
Yeah, that was an emergency. It was a hangover emergency, not the fecal loading emergency.
Abby went in a takeaway cup in a house that didn't have a toilet. She realised it didn't have a toilet, and she put the takeaway cup on the bin, the wheelie bin, and they drove off by accident. So we are thinking dirty
I
protest.
left the poo to my neighbours. It was a bigger cup than this, but I had to put the lid back on, and it was like warm and heavy. So if it was on top of someone else's bin, to move the bin or like open the bin to use it in any way, they had to pick.
They would have
the
been
cup
like,
up.
why are the new neighbours so mean and
Steaming
disgusting?
hot.
So I had the incident. I had to run to the woods with a pair of errant
Straight in.
set of errand clothing.
Straight in with the poop.
Well, our listeners haven't heard much from us, you know, apart from the live we did.
And we really love talking about this.
We do.
It keeps coming back around.
We do, like talking of poo. Doodly doodly doodly
Do number 2. Oh yeah.
That could be a single. So then anyway, I went to the hospital that week.
Oh, not supposed to be drinking out of this branded cup. Thanks, Bella Napoli, Wexford.
Oh, I like Ballinapoli, Wexford, yeah. So I went to the hospital that week because there was still something going on. My diet still hasn't been right since the gallbladders. And I know you know all this because I've told you, but I'm just going to tell our listeners anyway. And went to the A&E and they found pneumonia on my lung, which I didn't fucking know about.
Okay, weird.
I was
How did you not know about that?
I was really
pain?
tired.
Any rattling?
I had a pain in my side, and had a bit of a cough. But the main thing was I was so tired, and I kept waking up in sweats. And I was like, oh. And then I had the pain in my side, and I was just like couldn't eat much. And I was like, look, there's something up. I need to go get my bloods done. So I went to the hospital. Got a bit snivelled at actually by the staff. They're like, did you not go to your doctor first? And I was like, no, the doctor takes 2 weeks to get an appointment, then 2 weeks to get the bloods back, then 2. I was like, I'll just go in. I know I probably shouldn't, but that's the health system.
No, you see, the thing is, there's 2 sides to that story. There's the debate. There's that debate of, I'll say nothing and wait ages.
Yeah.
And then it could get worse and worse and worse. And then the system is so backed up. The system is so backed up that you just actually like, say, for example, if we wanted to get Jude seen by our family doctor, it'd
exactly.
be
It's
2.5 weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy. And even in Wexford, it's
I'm
like
just
that.
like, he's
I
a
thought it was just
3-year-old.
Greystones.
He's a 3-year-old. He's not, like,
Yeah.
if it was a case of, like, what he's been in hospital for before, they're pretty urgent stuff, like.
Well, I've been so lucky that I've had private healthcare because like I was like, okay, I can go in, I can get seen relatively quickly. They said, right, you've actually got something called fecal loading, which is basically constipation high up, so you could see it under the boob there. And they said they found pneumonia. Now,
Was
all in the
it
same
logs?
place.
Or was it
didn't-
little small
I didn't
pieces?
fucking ask, Abby, okay?
Sorry.
But it makes sense.
I like
The diet, the
details.
fatigue,
Yeah.
and the pneumonia. So they put me on amoxicillin, and they told me I was going for colonoscopies. They were going to check that nothing was causing the blockage. No, it
Okay.
was just me. But it all kind of happened around the same area under my right ribs. So I assume like the anaesthetic and the operation from the gallbladder removal had something to do with it.
Okay, just Laura's not being a drama queen here. She's
I'm
been
really
sick.
not. I'm
She's
really
been
not.
very sick and in and out of hospital for months now. And fuck knows I would have lost my mind if I was you.
Yeah.
I was just saying it to Audrey the other day. I can't
Well,
believe
Audrey,
you've
you're saying
been.
it to you.
Yeah.
I got your back, Ods.
Yeah, but like so sick for so long, I just wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah, but like, you know, like I have had like a bout of depression for 2 weeks and stuff. Like I'm just like, oh my God. And like you just think you're going mad. So anyway, fecal loading and pneumonia, antibiotics for that. Then get the colonoscopy. Colonoscopy, not pleasant. Not pleasant. They give you something called Movi Prep and they say you can't eat from 2 o'clock the day before the procedure. Mine wasn't until 5 o'clock. So you're you know, so you're 27
Is it supposed
hours.
to draw everything out of your system, or is it a
So
laxative?
what it does is it draws all the water from your system into your bowels and just basically gives you a colonic from the inside out. But it was because of the fecal loading, I was in so much pain because it was obviously trying to like
Oh God.
clear the blockage. So it was really unpleasant. And then the next day, I went into for the colonoscopy, nearly fainted. I was like in the waiting room. I was like
Withering.
I just need some sugar. I need some sugar.
Just one eye rolling up and
It
the
was
other
so- honestly, it was, yeah. I was all like slow. I was like, if I get up, will I like slowly sag to the ground and kind of collapse? But I didn't. So that went fine. But then 4 days later, I was fine. I saw you in the day, and I was just a bit scuttery, like, and I was like, it feels like I've got diarrhea, like.
Yeah,
but-
you were a
but
bit jittery.
I was a
all
bit
right.
jittery, and we were going to do a reel. Yeah, going to do a reel, and you were like,
sat on the curb
had to sit
beside
on the
me
curb,
and I
yeah.
patted her on the head.
She was
and
showing us her new
fanning you.
van, which we'll go into the van in
Oh,
a minute.
yeah.
You were showing us her new van, and I was just like, I need to sit down. Like, I was so bad. So later that day, I was full shakes, full temperature. I was like, there's something very wrong with me. And I was checking with ChatGPT, and ChatGPT was like, with the recent, your history of gallbladders, you know, your enzyme levels in your liver and your colonoscopy and your thing, just go in.
Were you putting were you feeding your reports into Chat GPT?
Yes,
So handy.
ChatGPT has all of that now. Yeah, it is very, very, very handy. Because so anyway, look, I rang a doctor because I was like, I'll go in with something this time. So the doctor said, look, I'm worried about something called C. diff or Cholestridus difficile, which is essentially a bacteria that can develop after taking antibiotics. So I was like, right, okay, so I'll go into the emergency room. 4 hours in the emergency room, bawling my eyes out, shivering from fever, like the worst. Now, I've had glandular fever,
Yeah, you looked a
anemia,
bit shit, to
broken
be
legs,
fair.
broken arms. It was the worst sickness I've ever had, like gallbladder pain.
But also persistent, because it wasn't just a 24-hour
It was
bug, and it
absolutely
definitely
horrendous.
wasn't period pain.
It definitely wasn't. So yeah, got
Mr.
up half
GP?
one. Yeah, no, what wasn't the GP? It was the emergency room doctor. Sat me down and said, "You've had your period. It could be that." And I was just like, "It's not my fucking period." I said, "I wouldn't sit in," and I really wanted to go home at this point.
Fucking neck.
I absolute neck of him. And then he said, well, it's a little tummy bug. I'm not worried. So you feel really stupid then, you know?
Is that really? Was that only 24 hours after that happened that he said those words came out of his mouth?
This
that you were
was
back
that
in,
night. This was,
and in,
no, so this was that night. So this
Yeah.
was, so colonoscopy on the Thursday, then the Monday then. So this was about however many hours
So
after
so all that bacteria had that many days because he sent you away.
hours. Now, to be fair to him, my
Yeah.
CRP levels, which is your inflammation markers, which shows if you have an infection, they were only at 15, but it kind of, my temperature and my word should have been enough to say this is something that's going to go bad.
And it's definitely not my period because I
It's
know my
definitely not
body.
my fucking period.
And
But
I'm 40 years
They
of
make you
age.
feel so stupid. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
feel as a woman like go away, you little whinger. Like you know. And I it was like
farting. Help me.
yeah. Oh, I've got a bit of a period cramp. Help. So I went. I remember like having to walk to the taxi, and I was just like, just get me home. Little stomach bugger period, and I was so annoyed, but it didn't get any better. So by the following day, I went into the Beacon, and my CRP levels had gone up to 86, and they were like, we can't send you home like this.
What's standard?
So 0. So
Oh,
like 15 would be
fuck.
a cold,
Yeah.
like, or a sickness. 86 is like pneumonia levels
Or
something very
infection.
critical. It's an infection,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like whatever it is. So I was a few days in the hospital. They found out it was in fact C. diff, which can be fatal. It's a super infection. It's basically when the antibiotic had cleansed all the bacteria out of my stomach.
everything away.
This obviously, I had obviously had this in my system, and it took over. But yeah, the sickest I've ever been. Week in hospital,
hell.
going out
So
of my mind.
that's why we missed a pod, guys.
Yeah, that's why I missed a pod. And you weren't there for me,
No, I wasn't.
because where were you?
Amazon Health AI presents Painful Thoughts.
Why did I search the internet for answers to my cold sore problem? Now I'm stuck down a rabbit hole filled with images of alarmingly graphic sores in various stages of ooze. I can clear my search history, but I can never unsee that.
Don't go down the rabbit hole. Amazon Health AI gets you the right care fast. Healthcare just got less painful.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
On holidays.
Yeah, you were on holidays.
Sending you really mean messages. I'm sorry about that.
So I said, for those of you who haven't seen the live that we did, I said to Abby, I'm really lonely and sad and sick.
Literally word for word, and I'm
Yeah.
like, don't be.
Don't be.
And then I don't message you back for like 2 days.
Nothing. I'm so used to getting.
God, I'm turning into my mother.
I'm so used to getting like message after message on both Instagram.
You're a trooper. You're a warrior.
Instagram, Facebook, voice notes, like not Facebook, but everything. I get.
I think
attacked.
it got very needy though. It was like, I just.
Of course I did. I was
Thanks.
dying.
I really needed someone today. I'm feeling really depressed. I'm like, oh, come on, don't be.
You didn't even say, "Oh, come on."
I was on holidays.
Yeah, I know. So
I barely took out my phone. It was really, really hot. It was 29 degrees, and we were inland. Like
Yeah,
no
Kilkenny.
sea and no wind, and the camper van is essentially a metal box. So yeah, no, we did all we could. We brought our mates. We went on holiday with 3 other
I'm
families.
better, by
actually.
the way. Just in case
How are you
wondering.
feeling now?
Yeah, I'm good,
Great.
thanks.
You look great.
Thanks.
But yeah, no, we went on holidays with 3 other families for 2 nights, and we brought a paddling pool, and the kids had an absolute ball. I was sleep deprived, and like
All the usual trappings.
all
of a
the
family holiday.
usual, like this is going to be amazing for him, and you just end up having a shit time.
It's never.
It
not.
wasn't.
Like it's never not hellish. I'm trying to think of any holiday I've been on.
It
Apart from
it
maybe
wouldn't have been,
Wexford.
honestly, I swear to God, I was having such a nice time. It would have been less hellish had I slept, but
Yeah.
stupidly, because I have this aversion, I had 2 beers, two
you had the alcohol.
single beers, and I was up till 5 a.m. Like
So weird.
wide awake.
But that's new for you as well.
Yeah, but I think that over the years, the less I drink, the more adverse
Right, yeah.
to it I am. And I'm taking antihistamines every day now, which is like sorted out a lot. And now I'm convinced that I didn't even have a ADHD in the first place.
So
It
to
was
wrap
just
up for any
histamine.
listeners that hadn't heard the episode where Abby's kind of discovering that she's allergic to everything. She's a complete nerd when it comes to allergies.
It's really bad, like literally everything.
And
like
so-
some food.
Yes.
Just half of my face would like
Yeah.
swell out.
And so what Abby has discovered since then, talking to her psychiatrist, was that when you're looking for your ADHD medication, that actually
Yes.
there is a masked something or other that
Yeah, it's like it's an issue with histamine,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to commit and do a month of low histamine food, which is shit because 90% of what I eat is high.
you said that 2 weeks ago.
High histamine category. No, but I'm going to take it seriously now because actually something has shifted. So I'm on the Lion's Mane supplement and this antihistamine. But yeah, like as I was saying on the holiday, I didn't sleep an entire night because of, I think it was 1 beer, not even 2. And I'm just like, that is insane to me because
know.
it wasn't even racing mind. It wasn't even intrusive
Oh,
thoughts.
was it not?
It was my
Okay.
heart rate was going
Okay.
absolutely wild. So yeah, so the antihistamines are apparently they work with the heart rate, and also like your cells are all surrounded by histamine, so it's ready to kind of like have an episode at any time. But when you take even something small, it could go absolutely wild.
Because I've always likened your ADHD, like wherever you are on that spectrum, you're very like my brother Shane, who is actually producing
Hi,
today.
Shane.
So, hi Shane, say hi.
Hola, amigo.
Well, Shane, you don't have any allergic nerd things, do you? You did have that rash when we were younger. Shane had a rash that covered his. You were really sick. Was it tonsillitis? You can talk here.
Glandular fever.
Oh, glandular fever, and you were in bits with a rash.
And he took some antibiotic, and he was absolutely covered head to toe.
When's the last time you took antibiotics? Never, probably.
Was it penicillin?
No, recently.
Oh, and you weren't allergic?
Gum infection, no.
Okay.
No, I'm not allergic.
I'm allergic to fucking everything.
Yeah, but you both like the music really fucking loud in the car, and you
Yeah,
both
very
can't sit still.
obnoxiously loud.
Yeah. So I find that really interesting that the antihistamine might be helping you.
Yeah, and I saw a video. I can't remember the name of her account. She's a nutritionist, and she's doing a test on her husband. And
I saw this.
It's really good.
Yeah, I saw
she
this.
She was just like, I'm trying to prove that my husband doesn't actually have ADHD, even though he's diagnosed. She's putting him on this histamine journey or antihistamine journey. And his symptoms, it took about a month and a half for my symptoms to really kind of hit home. And one morning I woke up and I felt like I was in a different brain. Like all positive things, like not one negative side effect at all. And it's really only histamine. But so even if I didn't need the antihistamine, it would be okay to take them.
I know, but you do tend to oscillate between extremes. Like you do tend to be like, I'm really not good today, and then I'm absolutely amazing. So
yeah,
journaling would be a great way of like even just putting out of 5. Like let's say 10 is extremely irritated, 1 is extremely.
But I haven't
depressed.
had that in the last 2 months. I told you I was in bad mood this morning, but like
I know, yeah.
I feel like I'm plateauing.
But that's what I'm saying, journaling
bad
would be good
mood
for you.
might not be bad mood. Bad mood might be 0 high. You know what I mean? There's no I
that's why I'm
sometimes
saying
blast
journaling
in the
would be
door here
good.
and there's a buzz of excitement
I know.
inside me,
I know.
and there's none of that obviously because I'm just maybe more tired than usual. But I don't have the peaks and troughs aren't as severe, which is mind-boggling because I'm literally right now in my worst psychological state that I have been.
Why?
Because of PMS.
Oh yeah.
Right, so I have 14 days of. I used to have 14 days of absolute
really
nightmarish
bad, yeah.
paranoia,
Depression, anxiety.
Like I could cry at any moment, and it's kind of like fizzled out.
That's very good.
So I said it to my friend, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I was listening to the podcast, and it is true. You do talk about having PMS." And I said to her yesterday, I was just like, "This is a positive thing, though. I'm only saying it to you now because I might cry out of joy, not because I'm paranoid about or upset about something."
So you think you're finding your feet in that journey?
Oh my
basically,
God.
which is amazing.
It's like I'm a different person. And
so
also, like,
good.
I'm not worrying about work. Huge things are happening for
many
the
things.
business
Talk
right now.
about that a bit, actually.
And also,
Talk about your work a bit.
I've given up, completely given up. And I will totally say this. I do not have any panic that surrounds things that are out of my control. You're that's a now problem person. That's for now. You compartmentalise because you have to do it for yourself. And you tell me and you've inspired me to compartmentalise with the now and the present.
Yeah.
Whereas other times I'd be like literally losing sleep over something that is I cannot control. It's not within my means. It's never going to be controllable.
Yeah.
It's like a paranoid
I
thought
know,
about
and
Jude
intrusive thoughts. Yeah, totally.
It used to be fucking horrific. And now I'm just like, oh yeah, I don't need to worry about that today.
But tell us about work, because that's quite an interesting shift that you've had, and you talked about it on social media.
I nearly burnt out. Last year, me and Audrey had a really, really bad time. And we nearly broke up, and it was just like the first ever time that we considered being apart, and it was just absolutely fucking scared the shit out of both of us. And it was because we were under so much pressure with work. We mom together, live together, work together,
Have
everything,
a small child as well.
and have a 3-year-old. And everything was just bundled up, and there was no boundaries between talking to work, talking about work. There's no time of the day where you expect to be free of potentially what needs to happen. So last year I did over 9,000 orders between October and mid-December.
You physically made them.
Physically made them. So
Made cups or
all the raw
calendars.
materials come into our cabin in our backyard.
That's insane.
I make, pack, box. I do the
can't
t-shirts, I
believe
do the
that.
mugs, I do the prints, I do the cards. The only thing that we outsource was the calendar. So the calendar would be in stacks and stacks and stacks. And as soon as a box of 50 would come in, opened, it would be gone. Come in, open, be gone. So it was like a conveyor
So
belt.
you would have to take the calendar, put it into a new package, and
Yeah, but also make the mugs, put it
That
into
is
a box, wrap
complete-
it,
like
sublimate
I-
the t-shirts.
Talk about not
It's line
scaling
work.
up. It's ridiculous.
It's line
it's the
work,
most
so-
expensive line worker in Ireland.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
no, but also the cheapest line worker because I'm not really paying myself for my time. I
Right,
was doing
yeah.
over 40 hours
yeah,
through
true.
that whole entire season, you know. So, and as soon as a pallet would arrive at our doorstep, and sometimes they would arrive at home, and sometimes they would arrive in the storage unit. But I have to go rent a van to get the quantities that I needed for that day alone. alone to go back out again.
Crazy.
So it would be brought to our house and it'd be given to the delivery guy that same day or in the next 48 hours. So that was all me. And I think that I had family members over helping and stuff like that, but like you can't expect them. You can't expect to rely on them because they have their lives and it's not sustainable either. So I don't think that I can do any more in terms of
it doesn't make any
production.
business sense. It doesn't make any business sense.
So I've had no time to be creative. I've had ideas that I've just let slide because there's literally no time to keep the passion alive, so to speak.
In the business.
So the passion and the enthusiasm is kind of waning, and that's when I panicked and I was like, look, something has to fucking change here because what I love doing is creating. I think I even wanted to go back to fine art and do one-off pieces because that would be incredible. Like I was even like, I heard a thing about like adults lose the ability to daydream because we all did all this familiar thing when we were kids in the classroom. You'd stare out the window and you'd daydream about, and also that's manifesting as well if you think about it. Like, and as adults we swap that daydreaming for something that haunts us or something that is
to worry about as opposed to aspire to.
So I really want to explore that more, and then I've been daydreaming about how I will free my brain up to feel free enough to do the art. But it's a process. If you're an artist out there, you know what I mean about, like, it's a freedom that you don't grant yourself, and I haven't been granting myself because I've been too busy to give it to myself.
So long story short then, you're essentially going to change up the business to
we're going to outsource manufacturers globally because we're a global business. We're not really a small business anymore.
No, you're not.
But the organic nature of it was so we were really proud about the fact that was all done from home.
I know.
Kept your overheads low. I'm in control of 50%, like Audrey's in control of the other 50%, but we can't do each other's jobs. So if we're to outsource the manufacturing, we're kind of trying to get as close as we can to our original products, and 99% of them are the products that will be going to people's houses will be the same.
I don't think any.
So we're testing quality, but I've also put out online as well. I've told everybody because the best thing a small business can do is be transparent.
100%.
1 million, like more support than I could ever imagine.
I knew it. And I think you were kind of over justifying to me a couple of weeks ago about this decision, and I was like, it just there's nothing.
The shit out of me.
Yeah, but I just think it's great. I mean, my friend Lisa, she owns the Rolling Donut, and it started as a small kiosk, and now it's like an empire. And she said that it got to a point where she realised she had to let go of the reins and trust other people to do a lot, because she was like, otherwise I'm the most expensive or the cheapest waitress in Ireland. So it's the exact same thing. And I actually had my own business for a couple of years of organic beauty products, but the best seller was these soaps and the margin was nothing on them. And I realised I was driving to chemists across Ireland with this little box of soaps, and I was like, I'm losing money on this, because and I just was like, I can't scale up, I'm not arsed.
Do you know what the biggest head fuck is? The fact that we're outsourcing for the manufacturing globally.
I know.
Those are the people that could have stolen our calendar.
I know,
3
but
years in a row.
You have to make this decision.
Like,
and
our calendar could be going out of that door to the delivery, or into that van or delivery van or plane or boat or whatever. But those people could be the same people. That's the calendar.
Abby,
so you're products going out side by side. One is a rip-off.
I know.
And one is ours.
I know.
And we're tiny on the scale
I know,
of that.
But what I want to say is what you talked about there is freeing up the time to daydream. And when I was in hospital, I came up with some really good ideas. And it actually has happened the last couple of times. I've messaged you to be like, this is our next plan. Because myself and Abby have a bit of a 5-year plan in our heads, because that's how I do life. And that's how Abby does life.
I think it's a healthy way to do it.
It is. And I came up with the next thing for us to do. Like, it's not my idea, but it's just the next kind of project for us to work on, because I was lying in bed, doing nothing in hospital. I was sick out of my mind. So the freedom to daydream is exactly how you need to put it. So yes, you are giving over to these fuckers that'll send out fake calendars, but you are giving you more authentic time to come up with more authentic freedom. And
I think we've built the support as well, so everyone will stay loyal.
100%.
And it doesn't really matter to people. I was just like I guess I was that self-conscious little, like, when the business started, we worked so hard to get it off the ground.
It's a big shift. It's a big gear shift, but it's a really exciting one.
So it's like there's been no plateauing to middle ground kind of medium business.
I know,
it's small, and now it's going to be big. But like,
that's kind of been your life.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't think it would have happened any other way.
Like,
but
you don't do things by half. Same as me. Like,
no.
We don't. We were like, let's talking in November. We like to be very clear here, and I need to clarify this again and again. We
We're
only
not a
met in
couple.
September. We're not a couple. We only met in September. We're not a couple. I am in a straight marriage.
I'm not Laura.
Yeah, we're not each other either because I was on the radio last week and people congratulated Abby for talking on the radio. So thanks for that.
Thank God I don't sound like her.
Yeah, shut up. But no, I mean, where was I going with that? Yeah, so no, I'd have no idea where I was going with that. What was I talking about?
Just to let people know that we've only known each other
Yeah,
since
so
November.
we don't do things by half. So we were talking in November. And we were like, let's do a podcast. Instantly, studio, a couple of months down the line,
on a
TV.
beach.
You know, yeah, on a beach.
First time meeting each other. Do you want to do a podcast?
Let's
Yeah,
do a
okay.
podcast. And it's like,
And then
Dawn flying to
happened
London.
2 weeks later.
2 weeks later, happened 2 weeks later. We've had, I don't know, I think we're on like 40 episodes now. Like,
Yeah.
we've had Dawn French and Maya Dunphy, James Kavanagh. Like, it's going.
yet.
Not yet. We have him coming up. You know, we've the National Women's Council, yeah, and we have our own
We've
studio.
got really cool guests coming up for September as well.
Amazing guests coming up. Like, it's just, we don't do things by half, is what I'm saying. And you don't either. It's like, I think I want to get a camper van, and you've now got a camper van, you've gone on holidays with it. You know?
I went through that whole adult decision of, do I save for 2 years or do I just buy it and be in debt? Yeah. And like,
That's the ADHD.
The camper van's name is Oops, We're Broke. But like my
What
mate,
did I think you were saying something about something else? I was like, I thought you were naming something else. Oops, we're
A
broke,
dog
like,
or
a dog.
something, I don't
Jude.
know.
Oh, Jude.
that's his nickname. Oops, We're Broke. Oh, we're still paying for him. I think it was that big adult decision. I was talking to my mate over coffee, my neighbour. She's really good for the chats and the lols
Kate.
and the ADHD chaos
Kate.
of conversations. Yeah, Kate, love you, babes. And she was just like, look, you can, money comes and goes. Now, I think it's an adult decision of do you save and consider what happens in between saving. Like, and Kate was like, anything could happen in between those 2 years of saving enough of a deposit to buy the camper. Or
That's
you
totally
take-
how I feel,
You
yeah.
take the fucking loan, and everybody has loans for everything, and some people don't, and some people own their houses, and some people pay mortgages. And
Do you know what I've started
Like-
doing, right? No, go on. You weren't
No.
finished. I've started doing in life, and it's
I'm used
hard.
to interrupting at this point.
Says she. Says she.
What is that undying urge, like sweating behind the knees, dying to say your
I am
piece?
sitting behind the knees, actually.
What is arguing with you like?
Um,
Not good.
Shane says not good. We never argue, Shane.
Does she?
You argue.
Yeah, but
I argue
he's
with a lot
seen
of
you
people.
argue. Are you the kind of person? I just wanted to like, because I know mine and Audrey's arguing style is like desperate
I
to be
couldn't.
heard.
Yeah.
Like desperate.
Yeah.
And as you're saying your piece, you haven't considered anything that's been said before. So
I
you're
know, no,
on-
I would.
You're
No, I
on
would.
like parallel lines.
No, I would.
You would?
No, I would definitely.
Can you concede in the moment? Or
Yes, I
Really?
can. I can.
Oh my God.
Why, Shane?
That is
Shane,
big.
I can.
Can't hear it.
Oh, fuck off.
You can, of course.
I can. I do. That is one.
This is evidenced by that whole submission there.
Yeah.
I can back down. I can.
Back down. Shut up, Shane. No, I can. That's one of the things that Fergal likes about me is that I can accept responsibility and go, yeah, okay, fair point. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
So like we were talking about intrusive thoughts earlier, and I've kind of learned in the last year and a half to replace the intrusive thoughts with when I get them. Well, equally something good could happen. Like I had no idea I was going to be in hospital last week. I had no idea I was going to have my gallbladder out this year. Like good things, bad things. I also had no idea we were going to see Dawn French. I also had no idea that we were going to have this podcast. You know what I mean? And I start the day out by going, oh, like initially my head,
Do you
my
still
go-to
get
is
big intrusive thoughts?
yeah, like a few weeks ago, it was quite bad, and it just like, oh, everything's bad, and even like just, I haven't got this. I'd have these thoughts like, no, nothing's good. Like, yeah, I have the podcast. Like, no matter what I tell myself, it's like, well, it doesn't matter. I don't deserve it. Or it's going to fall away.
It could be about anything.
Anything. The kids, something's going to happen to the kids. It's because I grew up with all these major things happening that just tablecloth from under us constantly, and I think how you can replace that, and I saw it on a reel, to be honest, was like, well, if something bad is going to happen, then equally, statistically, something good could happen. So I wake up the day going, I have no idea who's going to call me today.
You need logic, don't you? You need something.
Yeah, you need, but also there's a bit of magic in that, like, you know what I mean? Like when bad things happen, I go, well, what was the good thing that came out of that? Because generally you can see it, you know? I mean, I'm not saying that all the time shit things happen and like, you know, me pooing in the woods and getting my arse
That was a
stung.
good thing.
Well, a good thing
In
'cause
my
now some
opinion, it
people
was a good
laugh.
thing. In your
You
opinion, it
enjoyed
was a bad thing.
You enjoyed it.
You get external validation from that being absolutely hilarious.
Exactly.
Did you make any noise?
No.
Coming out of the bush?
No. Are you asking about my bowel movement noise?
No.
I
Were
have
you just like,
never-
oh, that looked different? Or was there any exclamation when it came out in the wild?
No.
Was there a moment of satisfaction?
No, there was just because the kids were playing.
Was there
up
a
the road,
moment of
like,
being
so-
closer to nature or feeling, you know?
But see, you're doing it now.
the
And that's a
breeze
good
in
thing.
your hair.
Find the good thing in every situation, every shit situation.
I think I'm programmed to do that because I think
What
that
are you? No, you're
Yeah.
not. That is complete.
I've made,
you are an
I've
absolute
made,
pessimist.
I've made. No, I'm not. Disagree. Fucking disagree.
When you're in your
That is
bad mood, 2
bullshit.
weeks, 2 weeks of the month, you
Bullshit.
are. I can't see out of this. I'm bad. I'm in a bad.
But what
mood.
comes after that?
Yeah,
what
then
comes after
good,
that
then
conversation?
good.
So I flip it. So once I have the shit attack with you, we always hang up the phone laughing at
Yeah,
ourselves.
we do. Yeah,
always.
you're able to. But I'm just saying, you're not. Your go-to is not.
I'm not a catastrophizer. I would disagree with that.
I could scroll through messages.
Don't.
You think? But yes, you do. But you are. If I was to describe you as either positive or negative, you're a positive person, 100%.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're
No, that's what I'm arguing.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
but
arguing.
Like me, like if I have a negative feeling, I'm like, how do I get positive from this? I'm not like I don't lean into the negative. Like I know people.
Would
lean
it be
into the
fair
negative.
of me to say that since November that's changed
in me or you?
you?
Yeah, like but since in the last year and a half, 100%. Like I would have just been not able to see.
Anything good?
No, really hard. So when I do that, I go, okay, well, what's something good is going to happen? Because it's actually been the last 6 months of this podcast. Like we have had just like random bits of good news come in, and it's like, oh, like some, like
Yeah.
lots of good things can happen.
What does in the world of Laura, what does like got it? I've got this. Look like
inner peace. Like I woke up.
Do you think that exists?
Yes, because I get glimpses of it every now and again. I go out in the morning and do my
And do your poo.
meditation and prayers.
Do your
Do
poo
my
in the woods.
Do my poo in the woods.
There's a little place down behind the shed in the
And-
garden.
And I know I do get this contentment and peace. And do you know what I love looking at?
What?
Shush! Do you want my spiritual?
Just imagine you in a litter box
Fuck's
down the end of your garden.
Visible puts the ultimate wireless hack in the palm of your hand. With unlimited 5G wireless data and hotspot designed to keep you connected, powered by Verizon's 5G network. And no contract holding you back. Plans start at $25 a month, or get the premium Visible Plus Pro plan and save $10 on your first month when you use promo code HACK. Make the switch at Visible.com. Terms apply. See Visible.com for details.
Need a laptop that's built to perform and designed to last all day? Select Windows 11 PCs starting at $499.99 are now at Best Buy. Learn more at BestBuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
Laura, what are you doing? Shut up.
Mindfulness by Laura Abbey. You're a fucking nightmare.
Go on.
I
You're kitty,
don't know. I'm just
You're
picturing.
kitty.
I'm picturing me as a cat now. Look at this. They're coming to life. For fuck's sake. Okay, no.
Go on.
I don't remember now. You've now.
No, inner peace. What it looks like. You've
Oh,
seen
yes.
glimpses.
Do you know what I love? Birds. I fucking love looking at birds.
Yeah, that's the thing that happens when you're 40.
Do you know, it is very, very much so. A
Very
perimenopausal
excited.
woman. Oh, I was told
Very
I'm not
excited.
perimenopausal, by the way, in the hospital. We'll get onto that again in another episode.
Oh my God, this is news.
I know. No, I'm not perimenopausal.
Oh, you're not?
They were like, no, they said you're too young. I was like, fuck. Well, how do you explain it? Anyway.
Well, why
whatever.
did my
I don't-
VHA women's clinic tell me
I don't know.
that I may?
Yeah, it's enraging.
We're the same age.
I don't know. But anyway, birds are great because when I was in St. Pat's, yes, when that person was in St. Pat's, St. Pat's being the psychiatric hospital, I would look at the seagulls and they were so cool because you'd be like, oh, they're just going to get up now. They've chosen to land here and then they're just going to go up and they're going to head off to the sea. And it's so amazing looking at birds. And I read a really lovely bit of kind of, I don't know what it is, like from a book, basically, an excerpt from a book talking about a bird, how it just lets itself go into the wind and trusts the wind. Like, I know it's so cheesy and deep, but like I love this idea of just let the wind carry you sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when I was in hospital feeling like I really lost control and lost my shit, you know, like you just have to find the end here. Like there's nothing you can do about it. Like I used to hate being on buses because I'd be like, oh God, when am I going to get there? I'm going to be late. Until one day I kind of copped. I was like, well, there's literally nothing you can do.
There's no other
Laura.
option.
So there's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
you have to be the bird on the wing.
I think that's the process of like letting go of the things that aren't in your control.
it takes time
Effort.
and
But it's
work
such an
and
effort.
effort. It totally
Such
does.
an
And
effort.
sometimes it takes picking up the phone and talking to you and being like, oh, I'd be like, I feel like shit. I feel like a shit person. I feel like I don't deserve anything. I'm not gonna get that. And this will probably come, just to warn you, next week for me, because I had such a bad week last week.
Does it always have a kind of delayed effect?
Remember after the dawn thing, the two of us,
that was fairly bad.
Like really
but that was
bad.
You predicted that.
I did predict it, but it doesn't change it. Like you still feel like shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, be a bird, and we'll talk to you next week.
I read a book about crows. You should read it. It's very short.
Crows are very clever.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Their society is incredible.
Okay.
Okay. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Now.